Hello everybody and welcome, it's your boy Logic and we're coming back with a brand new battle analysis. We have Talcore and the Empire, Newport and the Greenskins, and they fought up on Southern Chaos Wastes. So this battle here was part of Intensiti's Ladder, so that's hosted there on his Discord, so I'll be leaving that down in the description for you guys to check out. But basically what it is when you search for a battle here, it puts you up against another player and you do a best of 3. If you win, you gain ELO, if you lose ELO, and what the system tries to do is it tries to match you up against someone with a similar ELO as you. So all good stuff there, so if you want to check that out, that will be in the description down below. So we're going to go for a quick analysis here of the Greenskins, a quick analysis of the Empire here. We'll go into a bit of a deeper analysis and then we'll look at the battle. So on the front line, we're going to have some Goblin Wolf Rider Archers, mixing in here with some Forest Spider Riders. So 6 units along the front, 4 units of Wolves, 2 units of Spiders. 4 units of Goblins along the front line with 4 units of Orc Biggins. We're going to have some Orc Boys in the back, mixing in with 2 Biggins as well. We're also going to be coming with the Night Goblin Shaman. So this big boy here today, he's going to be coming in with Madcap Mushrooms, Gorkle Fix-It, and Vindictive Glare. And for the Lord Choice today, we are going to be having the Big Bagged Snarsnake. So this boy here is going to be coming in with Fermented Fungi, Spite of the Baboon, coming with a bonus first large, and Get Back Air with that leadership. So nice 20 stack here, nice and wide coming in from the Greenskins, good stuff from there. Lots, 9 units here of cavalry. Should be a lot here for the Empire to deal with. But for the Empire today, we're going to be having 2 units of swordsmen at the front, 4 units of halberdiers, a unit of spearmen in the back here to protect up against the Great Cannon, 3 units here of Empire Knights, and 5 units of archers here in the middle. So we're going to be having 2 heroes, so we'll start off with the first one. We're going to be having the Warrior Priest. So I do like the Warrior Priest. He's going to be coming in with Shield of Faith. He's also going to be coming in with Scroll of Shielding, Hammer of Sigmar, Benediction, and he's also going to be coming in with Banner of Eternal Flame. I really like this because it gives all sort of units and heroes and lords in that area in the 40-meter radius. They'll all get fire damage, and being there's a lot of stuff here, and they'll also get the base weapon damage, but there's a lot of stuff here coming from the Greenskins. So if you take into effect Grom, Trolls, the Death Creepers, which are the ROR Spiders, they're all coming in with regeneration. Also, if you take the hero, the Hag, she's also going to be coming in with regen. There's so many units coming with regeneration. For the Greenskins, fire damage is very, very good. So I really like the banner there. It makes that front line really good, especially up against trolls with the armor piercing and bonus first large, anti-large as well. So for the Bright Wizard today, perfect, coming in with that fire damage. Look at that sword, it's fantastic. I really like this model, it is really awesome. But I can't believe there's a flaming sword but no flaming attacks. I can't believe it. But he's going to have the Burning Head coming in with that negative leadership as well. Also going to be having the Cascading Fire Cloak, Fireball, and obviously Kindle Flame. So good stuff coming in there. So we're also going to be having Boris as well. So with Boris today, he's going to be coming on... Look at that blue. I love it. He's also going to be coming on top of his Griffin here. He's going to be having the Middenland Rune Flang, the White Cloak of Ulrich coming in with that negative speed and negative melee attack. He's also going to be coming with Cross of the Beak, so negative melee defense and negative melee attack. Hold the Line and Blood Roar. That's going to be giving the negative leadership. That's also going to help with the encouragement of his troops, but also going to come on top of the Terror. So not only is he going to give negative 8 leadership, he's also going to cause Terror. So the best way you're going to utilize Topbringer is in the front line here, really supporting up against the other front line of the Greenskins. Just help come with all those negatives and then also give all the buffs to his troops as well with Hold the Line, etc. So lots of good stuff there, and also should be able to help terror out a few units, push them off so these guys can solely focus on the few units. So if you terror out a few Goblins, you can then just focus on the big boys here with the Orc Biggins. So let's jump into the analysis. We'll quickly jump into the Greenskins. Talcore did send this in and asked for a little bit of analysis, so we won't go too deep. He is a very, very good player, but we'll do this analysis for everybody. So as we can see here, what I generally prefer, so as we can see here with the Goblin Wolf Riders, these guys are going to have 25 armor, no poison, but they do have 100 range, so good range. They are expendable and they can fire whilst moving. So all 6 of these units can fire whilst moving, so that reaches their cap there for the amount of units that can do that. But as we can see here for the Spider Riders, the Spider Riders are going to come through with more armor than most people expect. So quite a lot of armor at 45 armor. That's only 5 armor less here than the Orc Biggins. So these guys are also going to become a poison melee attacks. They're also going to have poison missile strength. So it's going to have negation there to archery and negation there to melee in the front line as well. So that's why I like these guys very much, and I like having these guys matched up with the spear version of them for the 400 cost. These are 450, and the Goblin Wolf Riders come in at 375. But the spear version coming at 400, they're pretty fast. They also have bronze shields and 45 armor, and they're very good at like dealing with things like pistoliers. Yeah, fine, you can shoot into my spider riders if you like. They've got pretty good armor, and then also you can be shot by the forest goblin spider riders, so you can have double poison as well. So it's not that it stacks, but it's just good that you've got all that poison available as well. And also it's good up against the Empire Knights. You can poison these guys, trap them, shoot them, and just pull these guys about. So also for the Wolf Riders, they're going to have 43 leadership, or the Spiders are going to come in with an extra 6 leadership on top of that. So it does make the difference, especially when you're Greenskins. If you lose your Lord, for example, having that extra leadership is really going to help. With the armor as well, these guys are just so much more sticky than the Goblin Wolf Riders. The only advantage is these guys have 92 speed, but the Goblin Spider Riders do have Strider, so they're not affected by terrain, etc. So the last 2 bits of analysis here for the Greenskins, we're going to be having the Goblins. I like looking at these guys. 300 gold, also coming with silver shields. That's 55% of all missiles here are blocked and prevent from hitting. For a unit that's only 300, that can also have the War popped on it, which is 24 melee attack, plus armor piercing, plus base weapon damage increase. If you have a large front line of these guys, they can really actually do some good damage. You know, if you manage to get these guys into some archers, they'll actually wreck through some archers if you've got the War popped. These guys are actually good. Also, if you start shooting these, it stops them from shooting all the rest of the stuff in the army as well. So the Orc Biggins good. They're going to be having the bonus first large. You're going to be having the Orc Boy Biggins here. So these 2 units plus the unit of Orc Boys here. So Orc Boy Biggins will be beating Empire Knights here face to face. If you've got no debuffs or buffs, they will be beating these guys in hand-to-hand combat. Assuming there's not too much counter charging or any rear charging, these guys will beat them, and they're exactly the same cost for these 3 as it is for these 3. It is bang on the same money. These are 850 times 3. Then you've got 650 and 2 950s. So bang on the same cost, and these guys should trade relatively effectively. So the Empire do have their work cut out for them today. Not only have they got pretty much a better back line for the Greenskins, you also got the skirmish cavalry to deal with as well. So I do really like the good stuff coming in here. The only last thing that you could talk about is the Night Goblin Shaman. Very good. He's going to be coming in with Stalk. He's also going to be coming with Madcap Mushrooms. He's also going to be having Vindictive Glare. So basically he can pop Vindictive Glare twice. The only thing you could change it for is an Orc Shaman. He doesn't have Stalk, but he does have Brainbuster and he does have Edbutt. He's also going to be coming in with Scald Shielding. As you'll see a little bit later on, the only other thing to notice is the cannons with the spearmen. They're on top of each other. You will see the Empire Knights come over on top of them as well, and a unit of archers does the same. That's where an Edbutt or a good Brainbuster could do lots and lots of damage. So that's the analysis coming in from the Greenskins. A very good army, I do like this. Very well built, nice and wide, and very difficult to deal with. Still a nice army and very wide coming in for the Empire, but there's a few more things I would change personally myself. So the swordsmen here are very good, wide. These guys have 30 armor and shields. The only issue with the halberdiers, no shields from these guys, but they are going to be becoming anti-large, bonus of large, and the armor piercing. So good up against trolls, and they're good up against like Biggins. Well, Biggins count as infantry, but still good with the armor piercing. They're going to be very good here up against the cavalry as well. But they are quite expensive. They are 550. They have no extra armor. They don't have the shields. The leadership is a little bit better, I believe. Yes, coming in with an extra 13 leadership. Melee defense is pretty good as well, so 43, an extra 10, but they also have less melee attack as well, so there's just little things to, but there are extra 150. If you just save all on the front line, you save 600, which is enough to buy yourself 1.5 extra swordsmen. But if you move the entire front line, what you can actually do is have 5 units of swordsmen at the front and 3 units of spears with shields at the back. So the shields can also help up against the range, and the shields at the front will also help up against the range coming in from this Daka line. Because you've only got 1 unit of spearmen here at the back without any shields. It also means you can free up your cavalry here just a little bit more to go deal with certain things and push off other entities. They don't particularly have to protect your archer line too much, although it's not too bad if you lose this archer line. They're only 350 each, but the one concern I do have up against the spider riders, especially with 45 armor, just a little bit of a deeper analysis. These guys only have 2 armor piercing, whilst if you go for crossbowmen, they're about 475. These guys are 350. They have 3 times more armor piercing. They're coming in with 6 armor piercing, and also they got an extra 40 range. Extra leadership, extra melee attack, extra melee defense. They're just a little bit better with a little bit more leadership overall as well. You know, you could pretty much bring 4 units of these and pretty much get the same effect, I feel like. Maybe even better than 5 units of archers. So just something else to consider, probably one of the last things coming in here. We've already talked about the Bright Wizard, I really like that. And I like the Banner Flame coming in for the Warrior Priest, very good up against a front line of, say, like Trolls. Very good there with the regeneration, good with the armor piercing if you mix them in here with the Halberdiers. But the only other thing you could consider if you wanted to save 1,100 value from this Warrior Priest, you could go changing Boris. Now, Boris comes in at about 2.3 at his current cost. He's 2.5 at max if you bring all the other things like Foe Seeker, etc. Whereas Karl Franz is 2.7k. He hits much harder, and I think he's a much better pick in general. But I think in this matchup, I like the buffs and debuffs coming for Boris, making him cheaper at about... Karl Franz is 2.7, so you're saving 400. That's basically you bought yourself a free unit of Swordsman, and also he's better at helping with the front line with all the buffs and debuffs coming in from Boris. So, but then you also have to bring a Lifecaster to help heal Karl Franz, because he's also a bit glass cannon. Whilst with Boris, he's going to be able to heal himself here with the Rifling Runefang. So he's going to be healing himself quite well. Losing a Bright Wizard is quite tragic, because that the Burning Heads and the Fireballs coming in are quite good, and the Cascading Cloaks coming in with the negative 20, the 24 melee defense is pretty good. So the only other pick you can have is if you still want the bonuses coming in from the Warrior Priest, is you could go, which is my favourite pick, you could go Volkmar. Volkmar comes in at 2.6k. He's going to be pretty good as well as a replacement. Comes in with everything the Warrior Priest has, and he also has Banishment as well, which is really good at dealing with Daka lines. It's also good if you have a good blob. You will see a couple of blob up here later in the battle, so he's really good with dealing with blobs as well. 2 free banishments, plus you're going to get all the bonus stuff that you get in here. He also is unbreakable, he causes terror, he also has the Jade Griffin so he can heal, and then he also has fire damage as well. So that's pretty good as well for dealing with other bits and bobs. The only thing you lose with having Volkmar is obviously you do lose the mobility. Boris coming in with that 90 speed is obviously going to be helpful, and it'll be the same there for Karl Franz as well. But the other thing to consider with this, with the extra 1.1k, is if you look at the ratio here, you've got 7 front line, including the Spearman at the back, protecting 6 units of range. As you will see here, this front line really gets stretched in this battle, and I think more front line here. If you go and if you lose the 4 units of Halberdiers and you have a front line of Swordsmen and 3 units in the back, you actually have 8 or 9. You can actually have up to 9 units for the same cost. You can have 9 units of front line. Or you can actually have the ROR Sigma Suns here in the front, which are the unbreakable swordsmen. They're pretty good as well, just basically stronger swordsmen with 70 armor, and they're also going to be having their silver bronze shields, and they're also going to be unbreakable, so they're also going to be very good on the front line as well. So just some other things there to consider. I do like the Halberdiers. I just think this is a little bit too many of them. I think for cost against Greenskins, I just don't think you're going to get your value from them. Yeah, so I just think also with 6 units of range, only having 7 front line, that's pretty much a 1-to-1 value. I like to see a 2-to-1 value, or at least that's how I like to play. So maybe just a little bit of analysis there, maybe something for you guys here to think about. So we're just going to jump into the battle here. But yeah, guys, any comments on here, just drop them in the bottom below. I obviously consider as well different types of play styles, also different playing levels will have an effect on what you guys bring as well. Better micro will mean different units, and better micro and better knowledge of the game will also you get better value out of certain units. So you see, you can have the cannon firing off straight away. If I was him, I'd be trying to get into the Orc Boy Biggins. Good big fat targets here, straight on top of their hogs. Well played from the Greenskin player, pretty normal here. Going to be getting his Daka line around the back here with their Skirmish Cavalry. Just getting in the back here, get some good shots into the Empire Knights. Maybe try and split these guys apart, see if you get onto this range line. I do like the 5 units of archers though. They are going to be good at countering here up against the Forest Riders and up against the Wolf Riders. Very good stuff, especially up against the Wolf Riders. Not much leadership on these guys and not much armor either. So should get some good kills here coming from the archers. Only issue is they've only got 120 range, so they will have to come out of position to reach them. So yeah, it's just something else you have to consider there as well. And you can see the front line is going to be coming in. Goblins will be coming. Good shot coming in here. Something I like from here, which is a good idea. I'm not sure if it's intentional, but you can see there's a little bit of a ridge here. So these boys here are going to be trying to come around the side. Yes, there's a bit of a flank, but if you can stick a little bit closer here, you can also use the ridge to protect here up against his Orc Boy Biggins. You'll see here that you are about to get a cannon shot come through here. So just a little bit of knowledge. The cannon shot can dip and drop. I think it's about nowish the cannon shot comes through. Yeah, because they come out a little bit and they leave the cover. So look, cannon shot is able to come through and hit them. I think here if he was able just to stick a little bit tighter to this ridge, he might have been able to protect his Orc Boy Biggins a little bit better. But the Daka lines in the back getting some good shots here up against the Rangers. Good charger at the front coming from the Empire Knights up against the Goblins. Lots of damage, but it looks like Gogoka's fixed it. It's gone down. So fantastic work there, slowing these guys down with a good two-hand charge using the Orc Boy Bigs. And as you can see here, Boris Salisbury has been forced to come in on top of here. It's going to be causing that terror as well. Cascading Fire Cloak going down, giving that armor piercing and melee defense. 24 is absolutely no joke. Looks like we're going to be having a Burning Head going down here. Good Burning Head there. These guys did break, but it looks like we should be able to catch the back end of these Goblins as well. Yeah, not too bad damage going in there, and good damage, and it looks like they're going to be terrified coming in from the Boar Boys as well. With that negative leadership, 8 coming from him and 8 coming from the Burning Head, should be very good at pushing these guys off, and you should be able to see the Empire Knights push them off. But it looks like here in the front we have had Snark as it has been caught. Preventive Fungi going down, so good stuff here. Scholar Shielding to negate that. Looks like War has been popped. So the front line here going to be getting the War, including the Goblins here. Going to give them immune to psychology, melee attack, and all the other good stuff. Boris is also going to have Cascading Fire Cloak as he comes up against here. Good Vindictive Glare coming in here with the Night Goblin Shaman. Good stuff up against Boris with his big hitbox. Snartik has gone down. Eventually, it looks like the reinforcements have come. Looks like we're going to have a flame coming through here. We'll like to see that maybe save maybe another Burning Head over here on this left side, as it does look like the Greenskins are starting to win over here, using the Boar Boys and starting to use some Orc Biggins. They really are starting to run rampant. Start using these Goblins here to chase off some Swordsmen. Another Burning Head going down here, breaking 1 unit, maybe 2 units here. Breaking 2 units, so breaking an Orc Boy Biggins and breaking a unit of Goblins. Fantastic value there coming in from the Burning Head. Looks like in the pocket here, looks like some Orc Boys have been broken. Have they been terrified yet? Terrified as well. So it looks like Snarstick has been pushed off, and it looks like Boris is going to be chasing. So what I'd like to see here is Snarstick is pretty slow. He's going away from the battle. I would have actually liked to have seen Boris here hop straight onto the Night Goblin Shaman. This guy just remove the magic, and also he will take him a little bit of time to come back. Good spells coming here. I really like this coming in for the Night Goblin Shaman. Very good. Gork will fix it, slow them down, get the cavalry in, just to allow here to see if Snarstick can get away and get back into the battle. As you can see here, very dominant on the right-hand side coming in from the Greenskins. Well played to the Empire winning on the left-hand side. Just about holding on to this line here coming in from the Archers. Another War going in, so some good stuff there. The War should come in. So as you can see, even with the Goblins, these guys are going to be having 44 melee attack now, plus the increased weapon strength with the extra armor piercing. They're also going to be immune to psychology, so that terror and fear are not going to be able to push these guys off until that's finished. It does look unfortunate. I think we are going to be losing. The problem here with Boris going out as well as going with Snarstick, you want to push Snarstick off. He does have the bonus first large and all the armor piercing and all the good buffs that come with him. But he will also lose leadership if he does get pushed off. But leaving Boris away from this means you won't be getting all those effects that you've paid for. Coming in with his cloak, coming in with all of the good stuff like hold the line. But you do have the the leadership buff coming in for the Warrior Priest here in the front line. He will be giving all those bonuses as well coming in from his spells. And the Bright Wizard here, very well protected here in the middle. Unfortunately, as you can see here, we do see a big weakening here coming in from the infantry front line from the Empire. These guys are starting to struggle, are really trying to, like, as you can see, we do have some Goblins here starting to really hop onto some Spearmen. So Shield of Faith is going to be going down, giving these guys some resistance, but the Goblins here will be hopping on and getting some good damage value up against the Archers once that's gone. As we can see here, it looks like Snarstick is going to be getting pushed off, so it will affect some of these units. When he does go off, there will be a negative into leadership here. Let's keep an eye on that. So as he's gone, we will start to see, as you can see, it's starting to waver. If we're able to get there, yeah, as you can see, if we go into here, so Lord fled the battle, negative 16 leadership. So absolutely massive leadership negative penalty coming in, and that's just why it is worth coming and pushing off of Boris. I did actually have a discussion here coming with Talcore, just having a quick chat about was it worth it. As you can see, the negative leadership breaking 3 units here automatically. So was it worth it? A little bit hard to say, but in doing so, also losing, as you see, a massive rout coming in here also from the Empire. Really struggling to look after that pocket with just not really quite enough front line. Yes, these halberdiers are going to do well and they are going to hold up well. There's just unfortunately not enough of them to hold up against this mass front line. Boris will be coming back, and as you can see here, we are really going to be struggling here with the Bright Wizard. The Bright Wizard is pretty much broken already. As you can see here, the Lord is too far away. That's going to be giving negative leadership. But as he comes back in, as you can see, the leadership is automatically going to change. There's going to be negative here. So only be 29 melee attack out of the 38. So that negative 9 melee attack really going to make a difference when he's back in. Plus his terror, plus blood roar with a negative leadership. He's also going to be giving positive leadership here to all of his guys, plus melee defense. All the good buffs that he's going to have. Unfortunately here, it might be a little bit too late here for the infantry in the front line and the archers. As you can see, most of these guys are broken. You're going to be having all of the good stuff coming in, with all of the cavalry coming in from the Forest Goblin Spider Riders. You're also going to be having all of the Wolf Riders as well. These guys will be able to chase off all the broken units, as they do outnumber them 3 to 9 in cav. And there's absolutely no cavalry here left. I think that's the last unit there. Yeah, it's the last unit of Empire Knights left there coming in for the Empire. Pretty much just a Lord and 2 heroes left. And pretty much, well, that Warrior Priest is pretty damaged. It does say it favours the Empire here. And I'm not surprised with that, because Boris is still pretty... Wow, that Vindictive Glare coming through. Fantastic stuff there. Boris here doing... there is Shield of Faith going down, Cascading Fire Cloak. All the good stuff coming here also from the Fire Wizard. But if they do get surrounded, these guys will take massive penalties to their leadership. But as you can see, we are still going to be having Boris coming through with that terror and obviously blood roar. So if he's able to terror out all these guys, that could also be good. But he can't leave now. If he leaves, you will be losing the Bright Wizard and you will be losing the Warrior Priest as well. As you can see, he's exhausted, he's under missile fire, he's shaken. And you're going to be seeing all these negatives to his leadership as well. It's really tough here. As you can see, if I managed to get that up, I just missed it, unfortunately. And it looks like Boris is going to be going... Oh, it's really pulling into the Greenskin favour. That big surround coming in, as I said, really tanking that leadership. All 3 broken here, and unfortunately, I think that's the end for the Empire. That terror is really not going to count for much. Even though it does still manage to terrify a unit of Goblin Forest as he's broken, I just don't think it's enough. And lots of damage here coming in from the Orc Boy Biggins. Good stuff going in there. Good damage. Unfortunately, Hammer of Sigmar going off there in the end. Unfortunately, not able to save them. But guys, what a fantastic battle coming in there. Really, really gripping, even right until the end. I actually thought, just for a moment there, the Empire might be able to pull through. But as you can see here, the big Orc Boy Biggins, 1.58k damage coming in here for the Orc Boy Biggins. Fantastic stuff with them coming in, doing some good damage here up against Boris at the end. Just splitting these 3 up a little bit, giving enough leadership negatives here from each other, just to cause enough damage to break all 3 of them. Fantastically well played to both players here, a really, really close match, and thank you very much here for Talcore sending in a loss. A nice rare loss getting sent in here is always very good here for the analysis. So let's hop into the Greenskins here, and Newport, well played to him. Only 600 value coming in from Snarsnik, 774 coming in for the Night Goblin Shaman, 320, 306, 349, and a massive 443 coming in from these Goblins. Just showing with not enough front line, you can still get Goblins into the back line and do some really good damage here up against the Archers. But here, as you can see, Goblins paying for themselves, getting shot, and they still have more value to give. So as we can see here, 37 kills, 23 kills, 990 value, 76 kills for the Orc Biggins here, 1.15k damage, 137 kills, and gaining a chevron here for the Orc Biggins, an extra chevron here, and 203 kills, 1.38k damage coming in for the Orc Boy Biggins, just showing how good these boys are. 476 coming in here for the Orc Boys. These guys cost 650, so yeah, about 2/3, not too bad. About 2/3 coming in from these units as well. 28 kills, 83 kills as we said, 1.6, very good there. Not really paying. 538, so not too bad for the Goblin Wolf Riders, but as you can see here, both units of Spiders will be paying for themselves with good amount of kills. So 562 and also coming in with 670 damage value here. I do prefer these units over the Goblin Wolf Riders, even for the cost, they're much better. So let's have a little analysis here of Talcore. He's going to be coming in with 500 damage for the cannon. I probably wouldn't mind dropping the cannon. The cannon did do some good work here up against this unit here of Orc Boy Biggins, but I think I probably would have preferred to see maybe a little bit tighter here, because once they did get in, the cannon really couldn't do much. Empire Cav, unfortunately, really not doing too much. Empire Knights just... They really struggled in this matchup. They didn't really have much support, and they pretty much just had to defend the back line the entire time, because there just wasn't enough front line to protect. And you can see the bronze, they did the bronze chevrons going from the beginning. I'd like to see the drop down from the bronze chevrons, and maybe the removal here of at least 3 units of halberdiers, with a little bit extra front line coming in from swordsmen and some extra spearmen here with shields, or even just some more spearmen. If you just went 5 units of spearmen, 5 units of swordsmen, perhaps could have protected the Archer Iron here just a little bit better. 1.8k damage coming in from Boris, 900 damage here paying for himself with the Bright Wizard, and only 500 damage here coming in for the Warrior Beast. So the Warrior Priest costing about 1.1, only getting half his damage, 73 kills, not too bad, but for him to pay for himself, just in retrospect, he would have had to kill an entire unit of Orc Biggins and an entire unit of Goblins on his own to get 1.1k value, so it's very difficult for him to make his value. Well, there's lots of stuff that you can't really estimate, so like obviously all of his buffs coming in as well, you can't see the value there, so this is obviously only what he output himself. So it's very difficult to say. I think perhaps merging him with Boris and perhaps bringing in Volkmar for 2.6, saving that 1.1k value, perhaps could have been a little bit better. Maybe had a little bit more AP coming in for the archers. Maybe could have helped fended off the Forest Goblin Spider Riders a little bit better, and maybe helped up with the units here of the Orc Biggins. Maybe some better damage in there as well, or maybe some more damage into the front line. Obviously having 3 times more armor piercing value as well, and that increased range. Yeah, so guys, this was my analysis of this today. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a big thumbs up. I'd really appreciate it. Not only does it help the channel, it also helps me know that you guys enjoyed this type of video. Guys, if you're enjoying this, maybe think about subscribing. I would really appreciate it if you did. It really helps me and the channel grow. Also, guys, leave a comment. I really always enjoy reading all of your comments and really having good discussions here about all of these battles. And guys, down in the description below, I will be leaving all of Intensity stuff so you can go check him out. Also, I will be leaving my Discord where we have all of my chats about Battlemania, all the videos I'm bringing out and all the content we like to do, and all of the good banter coming in here on the Discord. And we're also going to be having Battlemania Season 1, Week 2 starting this Friday, 5 PM GMT. So you guys can go check that out in the description below as well. So you guys will be able to see who's playing. You can also sign up for yourself if you like to play. It doesn't matter if you're brand new. It doesn't matter if you're very, very good. Come down, have some fun. All the points will be adding up to the end of the season. The top 8 players will be going through to the Battlemania Invitational. I hope to see all of you guys there. Other than that, guys, take care of yourself during these times, and I will see you in the next video. Cheers, guys. Take care.